Oh, you think you're smarter than a Porsche engineer? Like, well, a Porsche engineer, like, they still have to factor in the fact that you need to be able to run tire chains and, like, all this kind of wild shit. We don't have to worry about that stuff. That's not our reality. That's them meeting a criteria that's enforced upon them by some sort of regulating body. We can lower our cars, we can do all these things, and they still perform properly and safely.
Yep.
So, like, that whole engineer, like, that's like those purist guys' default.
Welcome back to another episode of Modify with TrickFactory Customs. If it's your first time listening or watching, my name is Elvis.
David.
Man.
Spencer. Get out of here.
That was weakish.
Yeah, come on. David was too easy.
Okay.
Oh, Johan. Okay, that's better. We'll go with that one. And
Tim.
Hey, perfect. And if this is your first time watching, we are an automotive podcast. We are a custom automotive shop based here in Coquitlam, British Columbia, Canada. And right now we are currently at the Driven Show in Vancouver. Yes. Because we did a similar podcast when we were at the, what's it called?
Calgary.
The Driven Calgary.
Driven.
Yeah. And that seemed to get a lot of good feedback. So we're like, we're just going to repeat it again. But this time with a more golden and more interesting topic, I think. And if you like this video or podcast, be sure to rate us 5 stars so we can move up in the podcasting world. And also, so this video, if you're watching it on video or YouTube, it can get more views, so just give it a like. And on this topic, we are going to be discussing automotive purists versus
Modified cars.
Exactly.
Modified cars.
I forgot
Which works really well since we're at the Driven Car Show and it's all custom.
Perfect. And if you do not know what an automotive purist is, there's a couple of definitions, but in simple terms, they don't like it when you modify your car. Okay, is that a good?
No. I think it's when you mix brands.
No, that's not what an automotive purist is.
I need you to dig in on that.
They want you to stay on brand.
Yeah.
So if you do a motor swap in a BMW, you got to put a BMW in it.
I think my definition is a little bit different, and so
yours is a little more strict.
Just because I've had to deal, or I feel like we get that quite a bit, like even building modified cars, or like on our social media, people are like, whenever you do a modification, like your Evo with the LS in it, twin turbo LS, people are like, you guys butchered this thing. Why would you take away?
That's a little strong, man.
Your Evo, it was butchered. It's not stock.
Anybody said we butchered that.
Nobody says it's butchered.
I have gotten seriously
people disappointed that there might be an LS in it, but not
true.
There's no butchering in that car.
It was cut. Anything cut is butchered, at least to me.
Someone said butchered. You better give me their Instagram because I'm going to their house.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh my gosh. So we're going to be discussing that because there's a huge debate as to whether or not you should modify your car, whether or not you should stay on brand, whether or not you should put a motor from a different manufacturer in it, etc., etc. We're going to be talking about all that. But before we get started, how has the week/day been for you guys?
It's been great.
It's been a busy week.
Yeah, man. We were crunching all week to get here.
Yeah, we must have worked at least half an hour or more each day beyond what we normally do.
It was crazy.
It was an intense crunch.
Dang, that's insane.
Yo, no. Yeah. No.
Spencer worked the whole extra day.
Spencer put in a little extra time.
Yeah, it was tight, but we got here.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I think
we can actually say this time Spencer saved the day.
Wow.
Spencer did save the day.
Thank
you, Spencer. Nice job. This last week was like preparation. You're getting the Miles Works wide body 996 finished and getting it ready to come in and represent. And it looks good.
Yeah, it turned out really good.
And more importantly, it drives great.
So yeah, that's what we've been doing.
Sweet.
Busting ass to get here. Now we're here.
And we brought
we have to take it easy.
Yeah, we brought five cars. Yeah. So we 4 out from our shop. Actually 3. Yeah, 4 out from our shop. So the Evo, the slant nose, the Miles Works wide body, and the Supra. Yeah, we didn't build the Supra, but we did a bunch of corrections to what was done to it.
Yeah, we had to fix a lot of jank.
All the drywall screws.
Yeah.
And
because it was a previous SEMA car, but some of the things were not done like they should have been.
On that car.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily know if it was the builder, so don't get too upset. May have been somebody after him, but no more drywall screws.
Yeah. So it looks really nice now. It drives great. Glory. The sounds, the turbo noises are glorious.
That's right. You had the fortune to drive that one in today.
So awesome.
Could hear all the noises.
Yeah.
That was good. That was
thank
really
you,
good.
thank you.
Yeah.
You nailed that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So funny. Elvis is like the other day. He's like, "So did you want to drive the Supra or?" I'm
Like it was an option.
That's all good, man.
What makes you think I want to drive that? What are you saying?
Yeah. So drives great. But yeah, we made it here. We're gonna talk later on when we're done with the topic of like some of our favorite cars at the show. But yeah, it's a pretty big show. It's nice and cloudy. It's glorious.
Perfect. The weather's been perfect today.
Yeah.
For a
Yes.
show.
Last year was too hot.
Yeah.
I know it was so
Last year was
hot.
crazy.
We got cooked last year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so with that said, we are gonna dive into the topic of conversation for today. Automotive purists versus modified cars, or people that modify cars, because a lot of people, or I feel like some people, don't like it whenever you modify your car. So in you guys' opinions, who is an automotive purist? Because you guys were saying it's a little bit different from what I think when I say automotive purist.
I think purist, like in your terms, with like strict purist stuff, it's like modifying your car within a dealer catalog.
Yes.
Like period correct. Like, oh, this was available in 1989 only. Whatever.
yeah, I think staying within what was available to that specific
Period
model.
correct.
That's
stuff.
your version. My version of a purist is like, in my interactions with people, is like staying on brand.
Same, yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
can
I agree.
put whatever motor you want in your Mercedes as long as it came from a Mercedes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my version of what a purist is,
Okay.
but there is those other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
super.
and I think you could
purist.
almost say as well that another definition of purist is a person that wouldn't modify it at all.
Yes.
Yes.
So that was what I meant
Like,
whenever
it
I said
came this
purist.
way,
Yeah,
don't
leave
touch
it that
it.
way. Don't touch it.
Yeah, that's kind of
What
what I
makes
meant
you
too,
think
yeah.
you're smarter than them? So
Yeah.
don't touch it.
That's Porsche guys. Porsche guys, BMW guys.
Yeah.
No, BMW guys,
oh,
really?
man, next level.
Man. BMW guys are next level.
Yeah.
Next level. It's too much. I hate myself.
Yo, don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, because you're a huge BMW guy.
Why am
I
I
feel
like this? No.
So with your car, you got it stock, and then what have you done, or what did you do to modify it?
So I swapped in an M52. It's a BMW motor out of an E36, so a newer generation 3 Series. So it's staying that thing where it's like staying on brand, and like everything to accommodate the swap was still on brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just different parts out of different cars to make the swap work. Whereas, some people will get crazy, throw in like, a V8 like an LS or
I would have done
a
that.
2JZ
Yeah.
or that's more like true modified car. I would consider it a modified car, but it's still in the under that purist umbrella. You
Yeah.
know
It
what I
gets
mean?
a pass.
Yeah, it's still a purist car, I think.
Yeah.
But not like original M-Tech 2 trunk lip, like that's stupid. You get the same one, the one's $600 that's 40 years old, or you get a nicer version of it that's quarter of the price.
So why did you go with
Nowadays.
that engine swap, as opposed to like something like an LS or something like that?
Because
For
it's-
resale reasons, or?
that's a very small part of it, because I know how these purists are. You know what I mean?
Are you scared?
Yeah, I'm scared. Yeah. And
Okay.
also, it's been done before. That was the main thing. Like, it's been done so many times that I know exactly what I needed to accommodate this motor in there, to put everything in. Like, and with like the OEM purists, all the aftermarket companies, they've already made things like motor mounts that I could just buy, harness adapters. Everything is made already. Whereas if I try to do something crazy, you might have to do a little bit more exploring yourself and a little bit more custom work, which I'm just not set up for to do. Ironically.
Okay.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, even having our shop available to be able to do any of those things, it's a smart play on your behalf to just do all that stuff the way you did. Because at the end of the day, in a pretty short amount of time, you're driving and enjoying the car.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good for you for reining yourself in and not letting us talk you into
Being
some dumb
smart.
shit.
Whatever you do, ever listen to Elvis.
We tried.
Come on, man. You should.
Elvis wants it to be as unique and difficult as possible.
Just cut it up.
listen,
Wide
most
body.
difficult as possible. For sure. Oh, the wheelbase is off. Perfect.
no problem. Like, what would be the
my
hardest
God.
motor to put in here?
I'll just cut it down the middle.
Yeah, figure it out later. It'll be fine.
Future Elvis problems.
Yeah, I know. Just figure it out later. Yeah, and so, like, what about the guys that say resale value? Like, is that something to be concerned
Apparently,
about?
that's based on the internet. That is not part of the conversation.
Okay.
You're going to keep this car for your entire life until you die, and maybe even be buried in it.
Oh.
So we don't even need to discuss that part of it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
that's
that's digging really deep into like purist.
Yeah.
Very weird. Yeah, like certain motor swaps will increase the value or decrease it. That's like the very touchy part of within that purist area. Like,
Yeah.
you know, some say the motor swap that I did in my car will increase its value. Whereas if you look at like, I don't know, a janky Honda that goes from a single overhead cam swap to a dual overhead cam swap, some say, you know, it's not original. I don't know, like it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Some would
yeah.
say it's not original to that car if, you know, they're super purists.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what I say?
What?
Those guys.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
That's lame. Come on now. Let's do something fun.
I get the staying on brand part, which
Yeah.
is, you know, obviously it makes sense if you're trying to maintain some resale value, but at the same time, you got to be smart in what makes the most sense.
Very true.
Like, what's your end goal for this car?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, oh, you put an LS in it. But how are you going to beat an LS?
Exactly.
It's lighter than half the shit that most people don't think. Everyone thinks the V8's heavier, which is actually not the case. If you get an actual LS, like an aluminum block LS,
Yeah.
it's lighter in a lot of cases and makes twice as much horsepower.
Yeah.
But it seems like a cop-out. Like, everyone seems to think that putting the LS and stuff is easy.
I know. That
is not
blows my
easy.
mind. No.
Like, it's not any easier than putting a K-swap in.
Yeah.
Or putting an N54 in your E30. It's like, if any, it's probably the same.
Yeah.
It might be mildly easier only because the parts are more readily available
Yeah.
that are compatible with that platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only way it's easier.
Yeah.
So, that's just my
Yeah,
opinion.
there's actually an E30 that's been on marketplace for probably almost 2 years now with and it's an LS swapped E30 on the island. It has a 5.3 and that's like a modified car with a modified swap, and that's cool. There's a lot of people who think it's cool. I think it's cool,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But the guy can't sell it.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But that's
Right?
because it's BMW guys.
Yeah,
So weird,
exactly.
man.
That's
If it was
those are the
anything else, if
purists.
it was like
Exactly.
an S13 and had LS, that thing would
No,
be sold in like
crazy.
one day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the
exactly.
BMW guys are like, nope, not having it.
that's
That's
so
some
weird.
Frankenstein shit. I'm not touching it.
They exiled him for
He
sure.
was exiled.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Another argument from the purists are that you're messing up. You kind of mentioned it, but the engineers back in the day, they knew what they were doing, so you shouldn't do anything to ruin it. Or
Back in the
I
day.
feel like we also, yeah, back in the day versus
Engineers
even
who
now.
built the E30 40 years ago?
Yeah.
Bro,
Come on.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, but they had a whole
It's a little
completely different set of criteria in the
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
And even now, the criteria that they're meeting to, like safety and all these weird little regulations that they have to meet to, we don't have to adhere to those.
Yes.
Like, you even look at Porsche guys. Porsche guys go wild. Like, oh, you think you're smarter than a Porsche engineer? Like, well, a Porsche engineer, like, they still have to factor in the fact that you need to be able to run tire chains.
Yeah.
And, like, all this kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
wild
yeah.
shit. We don't have to worry about that stuff. That's not
Yeah.
our reality. That's them meeting a criteria that's enforced upon them by some sort of regulating body that I have no idea about. But
Yeah,
it's
I'll-
like all that DOT shit that we don't need to worry about.
Yeah, I was gonna mention about that too. Of like every car, regardless of the purpose, even a Lamborghini, they're built to a certain constraint. They're built to still be street cars and to have a certain level of safety, a certain level of, I don't know, crash protection, all of that stuff. And when we're modifying, we don't necessarily care about any of that.
Fuel economy? What?
Yeah, never heard of her.
Yeah, we're not worried about that.
We definitely consider safety and whatnot. So don't get us wrong. You know that.
I
is
mean,
part of
yeah,
it.
that is
but,
one.
But
That
like
is- yeah.
more or less, what Tim was talking about is like we don't have to build it to the same sort of like general purpose use. Like
Because we're going to
typically we're like, okay, we know what we're building it for, and we'll build it to accommodate that.
Yeah.
In a more specific way than what the manufacturer ever had to sort of comply with.
Yeah.
So, we can eliminate a whole section like driving in wintertime.
Yeah.
We don't need to worry about any
Yeah.
of that kind
Nope.
of stuff. So like we can lower our cars, we can do all these things and they still perform properly,
Yes.
safely.
Yep.
So like that whole engineer, like that's like those purist guys' default.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you're smarter than BMW engineer. It's like, well, I might not be, but I'm not building all the same things that he needed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like these targets they probably have to hit for,
Yeah.
reaching,
The
getting those
masses.
JD Power and Associates best in
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah, we don't
of
need
the
to
year.
worry
You
about
don't,
that
fuel economy, like ratings and competing this against the same cars within the class of the year that they came out.
Yeah.
You got to
right?
jump on some of those forums because, like, when I did my Cayman,
Your microphone is kind of.
like when I did my Cayman, I was on there doing all the things, trying to find the best possible version of everything, and it was like that was part of the conversation. It was like, if Porsche wanted you to lower your car, it would have come lowered. And you're like, and then you get another guy that comes in and is like, actually, based on this information here and this DOT rule in Germany, you have to be able to run tire chains. So you need a certain amount of clearance to be able to run chains for this thing to pass certification to become road legal. I'm not running tire chains on my Cayman ever. So I don't even need to worry about that shit. Like and that's like a real thing. Like these are like, and it applies to all these cars, Aventadors, all this kind of stuff. Like all these European regulations and DOT regulations. Like you're never doing that.
No.
Like,
Yeah,
there might be one guy that puts a ski box on for YouTube, and then that's the only time one of those cars is ever seeing snow.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't need to worry about that shit.
And then you like whenever we're building cars for like customers or clients, like do they have any of those like weird demands and
Have you
stuff?
seen one guy come in and like, how am I going to drive this in winter time? Like, no, it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I was wondering if that also sometimes plays into some like builds. Okay, we're building an electric G-Wagon.
I would say probably the G-Wagon builds that we're doing
Yeah.
are the first time that we have to meet a completely different set of criteria. Because
Okay.
90% of the time we're like summer-driven street cars, best possible scenario, with a little bit of reality. Like, we close in a lot of cavities to make sure they don't gravel dust. We got like all these weather stripping because we get rain. We do have climates here, but we don't anticipate these people driving these cars in actual legitimate wintertime.
Yeah.
So I'd say that G-Wagons are the first sort of group of builds that were like, these things are going to see all the different climates.
Yeah.
But those vehicles are already more, headed in that direction anyways. They're already sort of pre-engineered.
They're set
to
up
suit
for a lot
all
of that
kind of
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you brought me your Porsche and you're like, hey man, this is my new ski vehicle to go to the, like, I'm going snowboarding,
And it's-
obviously we'd make some changes.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy for us too, because like when they come
we
into
got
our
the boss
shop
here.
Oh, hello.
there he is.
You can come in and say hi. Yes, you can have my mic. This
my
is
God, man.
This is Mark Cito.
Yeah.
He's the organizer of the show.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm one of the guys that helped put it on, but yeah.
So we're poaching his audience right now. So.
Oh, really? Well, we attract all types of people.
Nice.
I'm
How's the
sure
show
lots
going?
of people. There's like, I guess 5% fit in the cool criteria like you guys do.
I don't know about that.
Stop. Wow.
Generous? No.
Top five.
So how's the show going so far?
It's good. It's fun. I like when guys like you guys do this interactive stuff. It makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been busy all day, man.
Good.
It's been a really good show
Cars
for us.
look great. I mean, what's your feedback so far? What's the good, bad, and ugly?
It's been good. Actually, it's been a good day. We've had a lot of good interactions with people with a lot of really good questions. So, I mean, it's been good for us.
Great.
We've had a lot of good conversations today.
Yeah, I'd agree. You got a really good mix of cars here. It's a really nicely put together show. So
Half the cars are exotics, but
yeah,
it's Vancouver.
That's
Though.
Vancouver.
It's Vancouver.
It's Vancouver.
Yeah, it's a real treat to come to Vancouver and see the, not just exotics, but modified exotics. I mean, the Porsches you guys brought are just amazing. Like,
Nice. Thank
big
you.
fans,
Thank
big
you.
fans,
Thank you.
and how do you guys want to see us improve?
I don't know, man. It's been pretty good today.
Yeah?
Like, I would say probably this year of all previous years, like, I've had some really good conversations today with people.
Good. Well,
Like it's
I'm-
not just fluff. Like there's
Yeah.
actually been some good interaction.
I'll wait till we're offline to forget the real feedback.
You know me. I don't pull no punches. I don't pull it on a podcast either.
Those are honest words. I appreciate
actually
it.
been, it's been good today.
yeah.
So far, which one is your favorite car, or what are
gosh,
some?
I am
no biasing here.
You know, I am a Porsche fan, and you know, I do own a cabriolet as well.
You
so
got the RWB. Come on, don't be humble.
No, I'm still. Honestly, it's nothing new. I haven't seen before, but I'm still a big fan of the old new that you put on that cab. Yeah, it's a really
That's
cool
so
car.
sick.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's some really neat new stuff, but still my personal favorite. Right?
can't
But
beat the
that's,
Porsches.
That's biased, of course. So yeah,
Those are the classics. That's what
Yeah.
we're talking about right now. Is the purists.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
What would you say to the purists?
You know, the purists, they have their own shows. You know, where you pull up the lawn chair in some park and the only people there are the purists. But no, we think this and just the you know, giving people the freedom to do crazy stuff with the cars, whether you like it or not. That's the only reason why Driven exists, right? If we just dealt with the purists, there wouldn't be the people here. It would be a completely different feel, right? So
We'd be hanging out at Starbucks on a Sunday.
Bringing our build sheets with us.
yeah. I've got the one of, you know, 100 in this color.
The only one that came with a sunroof.
This trim, right? So yeah, we see it even in our registrations. Nothing against those guys; they're fun too. But yeah, we like it when people take risks for sure.
Yeah, these kind of shows are always nice. You get to see the creativity that comes from everywhere.
Yeah,
It's really nice to see people's expressions.
I've been to the exact opposite as well, and everybody's got like Volk reels and like the same spoiler. I mean, that
Same recipe.
That's not exactly my favorite either. So there's a mix of both, right? So yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go. I hear some guy revving their engine inside. I want to make sure it's not in our show, so
crack
go
some
check in
nuts?
on it.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you
it
for
was good
having
to see
us.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for putting on a great
See ya.
show.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool.
Back at it. Where were we?
Yeah, where were we?
What were we talking about, Elvis?
Yes.
Tim was probably
Driven.
talking shit about something. What
No,
were you
I
doing?
wasn't talking to you.
No?
I don't have anything to talk shit about. this time.
No, it's good. There's nothing really.
Yeah.
That's funny though. What he mentioned about the same like T37s and you know the
Yeah.
same recipe on all the things.
See,
So true.
I
It's,
made
like,
that same
unavoidable.
observation and I got roasted on the internet.
Yeah.
I was talking to some ladies that they also have modified cars and their actual builds too. Like one is an S2000, wide body, all of that stuff. And they were saying the same thing of like respecting all those. They're like, yeah, like this is 2023. If you talk bad about anything or even say what you think about, oh, this person just has wheels on a stock car, then people get upset. And they're like, I'm tired of respecting all builds.
I'm tired of it.
Yeah, I'm tired too.
of dancing
Yeah.
around that bullshit.
Yeah.
There's levels to this game, man. People got to start recognizing it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like in terms of purist, there's also I feel like there's purists within modified cars. So I was gonna say, like on topic of that recipe and stuff.
Heading to the wife
Oh,
to
man.
get her. I'll be back. Just keep talking.
Without you moderating,
talking.
shit could get wild
No,
over
we-
here, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was gonna say like purists within modified cars. So like T37s, like those recipes, like
Yeah.
like those BMW guys, like I have a buddy, shout out to my buddy Alex with that V8 M3, but these guys, they'll do E88s, the Olins,
Yeah,
you
see,
know,
that's the
same
other
carbon
side of
front
it
lip.
when they start chasing those like
And it's like,
grail sort of parts.
yeah, it's like, okay, you guys all roll together, you guys all have, your cars look the same, but it's a rainbow, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And then like, that's
That's
to
it.
me,
So now
my
you
personal
almost
opinion is
have-
like, I don't really, it's nice, it's cool, because you got all these baller stuff, but
But those
You
are
look like
like
the guy next
those
to
are
you.
like treasure hunters. That's like
treasure
a whole.
hunters if you're rich, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
That's
and
a
these
whole
are like
different-
these are like off-brand
Yeah,
purists.
they
like
wanna
these guys, like
chase
this
all those
formula
sort of grail
exists. Why
parts.
would you with it?
Yeah, and it's true because that is the pinnacle of those cars.
It kind of is, right? Like, I mean, if you're checking all the boxes and getting all the best of the best,
Which
you know.
actually gets lame. It's ironic.
Well, yeah,
get
you
the
kinda
peak and
almost-
it's like everyone else is there too, and like you have the same stuff.
So where do you go from that though? Like, okay,
Yeah,
if you're in a position where you can get the Olin shocks, you know, the E88s and all the right bits, like where do you go from that? Like now
because
you're
it
having to
depends what
get
you're
really
chasing.
wild, right?
Like I think that's like
Yeah, but
chasing it
they're
in terms of
chasing a known
performance.
aesthetic that's already
that's
been pre-accepted.
Yeah.
It's like if you achieve these steps, you're gonna get respect from us.
Yeah.
Whereas we tend to do that nobody else has seen before, so it's a risk. It's like
Yeah.
risky.
Yeah.
They either love it or they hate it.
Elitist behavior. When it
Yeah,
comes to
really,
getting,
and it's
getting
that-
the same
that
parts as
gamble.
everyone
Yeah.
to do those.
Yeah.
So it's
recipes.
like, you know that if you achieve this aesthetic based on these parts, you're gonna get a certain amount of respect.
kind of taking the easy way
it's
out.
It is, you know what I mean?
recognizable.
It's a cop out, man. It's
Yeah.
a total cop
little
out.
bit.
Yeah.
But it's like weird. Like even for me, like I got the BBSs, and I'm like, oh man, I'm just gonna do gold. You know what I mean? Because I know
'Cause
it's
you
gonna be
have to.
sick.
You know it's gonna be sick.
Yeah,
'cause
but
you've
it's
seen
weird.
it.
Like what else am I gonna do? That's the weird kind of like
You could be that guy, man. You can any
red.
color you
Like
want.
no way, they wouldn't work. Well,
Yeah.
let's talk about one thing I hate also.
Okay, let's do it.
Purists, like I noticed recently, a lot of this has surfaced. Tesla modifiers. I hate people who modify Teslas because you can only do so much, right? Your wheels are limited to a certain selection. All you gotta
Certain
do is choose a
size,
different color
certain
wrap
selection.
and different color tail lights, and
Yep.
Oh, we saw
all
a
the-
racing Tesla.
that's the first time ever, and it's not even that cool,
No, it's not cool. But it's,
right? But like on that corner
Man,
with all the
my
Teslas, it's
microphone
like,
keeps getting ripped over here.
What is happening?
Yeah, so what do? You decide whether or not you lower it with the
you
with
lower
the,
it, you
with
do
the,
a couple colors. It's like I don't know, and then they go meet
Yeah.
up, and they're all the same. You know, just one's blue, one's red. You know, they all got the same trunk lips. If they got the same diffusers, and
I
it's
think
on a
that's
Tesla.
a
I
weird,
think
it's an
they're
interesting
trying
car.
to establish the setup still.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
the
think so
E30
too.
has a setup
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you can try to achieve, but the Tesla is
can't, man.
still wide open.
Yeah.
They're f***ing it all up.
Just put some
not
bacon,
one has
put
succeeded.
some bacon flares on it and some big wheels. You're all set.
Elvis,
and
we
if
want
Elvis
to catch
had
up
it,
here.
he'd
What?
body
You
it.
guys are talking
I
of
was
like.
we hit a plateau here, so I was like, oh, let's talk about a category of modified cars that I
That sucks.
seem to
Oh
hate
my
recently.
God.
Teslas,
Really?
modified Teslas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know.
like, yeah.
I'm still warming up to it. Like.
Yeah, but
it's-
there's no performance to it.
It's all the same.
But
shit.
it looks cool though.
Why? Because
Yeah.
one's satin green and
No,
then the
no,
other
no,
one's
no,
matte
no.
black. and-
Like the wide body one we saw. I just
Slower.
liked it that it was wider.
Immediately slower.
And they no, but they stripped out all the interior.
Yeah, but we modify things to give the very least the impression of performance.
It has
Tesla,
impression.
no matter what you do, you're gonna make it slower.
No
what performance
way.
mods can you do?
You stripped it.
You can't get bigger batteries.
You don't-
That's
no,
the
you-
only thing you do is gut it. And
You,
you're
you know,
making
you
it
don't
shittier.
need. What if they don't
Yeah.
want performance mods? Like you don't need performance mods. I feel
There
like
is none. What are you gonna do?
when you strip it out, it becomes faster.
yeah, and
Mine's
shittier.
fully charged.
Oh my gosh, it does become. But who knows if the guy tracks it? It's like I think is it Daniel Song
on,
that
man.
has the Tesla that he tracks, and it's like I don't know if it's stripped, but it's modified and it's like lowered. It's on air. It has wide body. I think it might be stripped,
Just
or
get an
maybe
AFX
running more
track,
power.
man.
Huh?
Get one of those AFX tracks where you pull the
Oh
thing.
my gosh. I mean, I don't like Teslas as much, but I still respect the fact that they're trying to modify it.
Yeah, I agree.
Respect
I think,
the
I think
No, I
there's
can't
a-
lie.
Here we are, back to respecting all bills.
respect the build. No, I think it looks cool. Like especially like not all of them. Like I don't like them when it's like it's just wheels and tires. But
What else can you do to
That's
it?
all it is.
the
on a
wide
Tesla.
body one had a wing and stuff, and it's stripped, and it's like
Yeah.
wide body and
What did
stuff.
it look like inside?
Strip nothing.
There we go.
But he's probably made it faster. I don't know. Between that and adding all the body work on it, I don't know if it'll balance out or not.
So
but
by
Waste of a
making it
Tesla.
shittier, he by default made it faster.
yeah.
You can't make it faster by making it better. You can only make it faster by making it worse.
My
That
brain
sucks.
is my math is not mathing in here.
Well, look at that guy with the YouTube channel, the Tesla Racing channel.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He
He
had that
stripped it out
P190D
completely.
and like gutted on the BBS wheels and like with an aluminum seat and like that's cool. But now the car's only good for drag racing.
Yeah, that's true. That
Like, you
is
have a
very
whole
true.
full-size Tesla and all you do is go down a quarter mile.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
it's
lame.
still cool. Some people find it fun though. Like
So
That
drag
guy-
racing is awesome.
That guy
Yeah.
probably found it fun. That's about
Yeah.
yeah.
And he's made a living from doing it too, which is interesting. Like it's pretty awesome. He's made it like Yeah, it's awesome. I think it's cool. But it's just me. I'm just weird. I like cool and weird things. So
That's true.
Yeah.
Very much. That is the most true statement of this entire podcast.
So like, what are some of you guys' favorite cars at the show? And if you're watching this on video, I'll try to put it online as well. I'll try to put it on the video so you guys can also see what cars we're talking about. But there are some cool cars. Oh, hello. Hello, wifey. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah.
You should have played that up like we had an actual fan, bro.
Oh, fan. Hello.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's cool.
I mean, she's a fan. She watches the videos, not optionally, but I'm like, watch it.
Watching
Watch it. We need to get the watch hours up.
Exactly.
Don't
Hit
forget
the
to
like
like and share.
Don't skip the ads.
Exactly.
I say that to my wife all the time, and
Okay. Favorite cars here.
Favorite cars, hey?
Favorite car
Even if it's
here.
just one that you, and this is not including ours. Actually, no, maybe ours. I don't know.
See, I said this to Tim earlier. I was like, we did the walker. I don't even remember any cars.
Yeah, really.
I don't know. Like in Calgary, we had three top threes, right? I can't even pick two here.
I would probably
could
say
pick
the
quite a few.
cleanest car, not the maybe
got
not the
three.
cleanest. Probably that Golf.
Oh, I love that,
That
Golf.
Golf is pretty cool. It's pretty clean. It's got a few
Green.
little things that he needs
Yes.
to address, but it's pretty clean car.
Man, I don't
Yeah.
remember that one.
VR6
Is it the
swap.
one here at the top?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
VR6
saw it from
swap.
a distance. I didn't
Yeah.
truly look at
It's
it.
pretty
It looks
decent.
nice.
It's
Yeah.
clean.
Roll
Actually, my
cage.
favorite car might be the Liberty Walk C8 behind us.
Yeah.
That's a pretty
That's
sick
a nice
looking car.
kit
It looks
on that
glorious.
car. Like
It
looks-
works well on that car, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
so
fucking
good.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And
That's
that was
pretty
done
nice.
by friends of ours at Fantasy Colors.
Hey, check them out if you
Shout
want
out to Brian and the crew.
Yeah,
Yes.
and shout out to Armatrix for putting us under their tent.
Yeah,
928 there is pretty nice too.
Yeah, that's a
actually,
clean car.
I like
Because
that.
if you're wondering where the Evo is, actually, it's not here because it's over there. All the cars are over there, but there's a breakdancing competition happening right by the booth, and so there's a lot of noise. So we asked Armatrix, and they gloriously, awesomely offered up their tent.
Yep.
Nice.
And so thank you.
Which we've used their product on a couple of occasions, and it's good quality product. So
Yeah,
hit them up if you're looking
Yeah.
for something.
not
Then-
sponsored.
Not
Yeah,
sponsored.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
just endorsed
We've
through our
actually-
experience.
Paid all the money for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Not yet sponsored.
so I got 3 cars that I like.
Okay.
None of them are really significant because of like outstanding build quality or anything. Just like personally, my taste, I like. First and foremost, I really like that GTSR, that really nice Viper over there. It's white with blue.
Oh, so cool.
I couldn't help. I had to stop, and I'm like down on like all fours, like looking underneath the
Is
car.
that thing modified or no?
Checking it out. No, it's stock.
Yeah.
It's
We were talking about it.
Yeah.
How we need to add a Viper to the fleet.
Dude,
should.
it is an amazing car, and if anybody doesn't know what that car looks like, you need to look it up because it's got all kind of aero tricks on it. It's a super,
So
super.
cool. I think it has an
super sick
ACR
car.
wing on it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So good.
Not part of my pick of 3, but right beside it, there's a really nice blue Viper too. That
Yeah.
just like
We're just gonna pick Vipers. Okay,
But
cool.
anyways, no. So that one was my first one. The second one, there's a really nice Mark IV Supra downstairs from where we are now.
The black one?
The black one.
Oh, yeah.
It has like some nice like bronze wheels on it. It looks so clean. It's not like overly kitted or anything like that. Like I don't know if what I mean is like it's not like overwhelmingly
Yeah.
wide bodied
Yeah.
or anything. It's like
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
cleanly done.
Yeah.
Somebody put a
Wow.
lot of effort into it, spent some real jing on it. It's a beautiful car. And then closer to my own personal heart, I really like the little Z car with the Rocket Bunny kit.
Oh, the
Yes. Oh,
I mean, it's
Yes.
you could tell that it's like it's a little bit of a diamond in the rough right now, but you could tell that it's a cool car and it'd probably be a lot of fun to drive.
yep. So in case you don't know, the Z is what's it called? S15 and front and rear subframes.
Oh, in that one?
Yeah.
He's got S13 front and rear subframes.
No, S15.
No.
Yeah.
No. I got the 15.
The black one?
Yeah.
The black? Yeah, it's S15.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
he said
whatever.
S15.
It's he's got S chassis subframes.
Yeah,
front and rear,
let's
so
go with
that's,
that, yeah.
that's fantastic. That's a really good upgrade.
RB25.
Yep.
So cool.
Yeah,
So
That's a cool little car.
it's
Yeah.
it's a dope little car, and I bet you it rips.
And he deleted the fuel door like yours. Yeah, deleted the fuel door, moved it to the trunk, so fuel cell instead, and a bunch of other crazy mods. But
That's a pretty cool car.
that was also one of my favorites as well.
What's your other favorite? Come on, come on, body swap boy. Let's hear it.
Yes, another of my favorite cars is a body swapped It's an R34 body, and it has an R35 chassis underneath.
Yeah.
And
That's pretty cool. That's pretty.
yes,
Which
and
coincidentally
is cool.
is owned by the same guy that owns the Datsun.
yeah. And so
Yeah.
it's really,
Good
really
for him.
cool.
He came in strong.
And what was cool about that is, at least, I don't know if Tim has the same, or you guys have the same opinion from looking at it, but the body swap things that people don't pay attention to usually, the door jams, all of that, like, they were done well, I think.
Yeah, I didn't get to dig into that too deep, but that's Adam from AMT Machine,
Yes.
and he did a really nice job of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, he did such a good job of it that I walked right by it. I just
Oh, you
dismissed
thought it was an
as another
R34? That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, I mean, that's a testament to everything that he did. He did a
Yeah.
really nice job of it.
Yeah,
he
it looks
did.
so good.
It's a monumental amount of work. So when I was talking to him, I had to give him props for that. So for even accomplishing such amazing amount of work.
But the way he posted it on Instagram, he made it look like he did that shit in a week.
Oh.
Come on.
I kind of
Well,
talked to him.
what?
I was like, your social media, come on, you need to like post when you're doing the things.
Yeah,
and
no,
all of that.
no,
But
he
it took
laid
him
it
a
out
year.
like he
He said
laid it
took
out
him a
like he
year.
did it in a week and a half. And I was like, this is not real life. But
Yeah.
no, he did a really nice job of it. It turned out really cool.
Yeah, and so I think those were apart from ours, those were two of my favorites. And then there was this was just for the work that was put into it and what it looks like, is because I don't think I've ever seen one before. It's a Datsun 620 with a Skyline GTR front end conversion. And
Oh, the little-
they call it the
Haku
Hakatora.
Super truck.
Yeah. I think it looks awesome. It's not finished yet, and I know the guys. He built a 240Z, but it's not finished yet, and they had to rush to get a few things done. But and there's still a lot of
I
imperfections.
saw him pushing it in, but
it's
we
cool.
know how that goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At
It's
least
so
they got it
cool.
here, so that's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite cars, like, because also the whole front end is metal. Like he
I kind of
cut
wanted
a
to
bunch
jack
of stuff.
that laser light out of the back of it.
Laser light? What?
Yeah, the
oh,
cool
the
heart
bike.
in the
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bike. Yeah, it was
Yeah, that's a pretty
awesome.
cool display. That's a cool truck. It's got some cool vibes to it. It's checking some good boxes.
Yeah, and it's his son's truck. So him and his son are doing like a father-son build on it. So he's
That's pretty
teaching his
cool.
son how to build it and all of that. So that was pretty awesome. So
Yeah.
those were my favorite cars here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think anything else?
I mean, if you look around, there's a lot of really nice cars. I'm sure lots of people would be really down. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of cars here.
And if half the people that have been having conversations with today aren't talking there's going to be some really cool cars coming here in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some insane plans that people have.
Some people got some big plans now. We just got to see if they got the dough to back them up.
Yes.
There's some pretty cool builds that people have been talking to me about today, so it'd be cool to pull some of them off.
Hopefully when my
Yeah.
body swap is done on my Jag, I'll bring it.
2026.
You got this. You got it, Elvis.
That's if he convinces us to help him with it.
Oh, of course I will. I'm not going to do that on my own. Come on, man. Oh, my gosh. Awesome. Okay, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you like this video or like this podcast, be sure to give it a thumbs up, 5-star rating, and we will see my favorite cars here, guys, next week. Bye-bye.